how did you feel about Ashton leaving? Indifferent or?
I mean, it's hard to be like fully indifferent.
Yeah.
I hate to be this guy, but this is the truth of it. For 2 weeks previous to that, you heard like murmurs, and I saw some people saying like, "Well, why didn't a report get published?" Because no one is going to publish a report by a reputable source of strict rumors that they're hearing. But I heard murmurs about Ashton being maybe a little bit malcontent and wanting to get out. But for me, if I'm just viewing him as a player and not Penny Hardaway's son, which is kind of hard to separate those.
Yeah,
I don't know if he fits this. I don't know if he fits Penny's style.
I'm with you
very well.
I'm with you.
He's not overly athletic and running the floor great. The defense probably a negative for right now until he gets his man legs under him because he's still relatively young, and I still think he could be a good player elsewhere. Don't get it twisted.
He's just kind of a set.
But
and shoot.
his big thing is set three balls, and this team could use shooting, but this team also needs someone who can shoot, run up and down the floor, move side to side, have lateral quickness. I don't think he fits very well.
They're not
in that regard. It is just wild to see Ashton Hardaway in the portal leaving his dad's program.
Yeah.
But when you break down like the fit and where we're at right now, you need someone useful with every single scholarship you have. Yeah. And I don't know if Ashton's the most useful player for him right now.
Yeah, I think somewhere that has more sets, that moves more slowly offensively, that allows people to have set shooters, which Memphis there's just not a ton of that. I think fits his play style better. So I mean, he
doesn't really belong in like a super free flowing offense.
No. So honestly, just objectively looking at it, like for the University of Memphis and for Ashton individually, it does make more sense for him to go somewhere where his skill set can shine, and where Memphis has another scholarship that they can fill with someone who fits their system.
So I guess there's two different sides of this thing that like I sort of see as one. It'll be like, oh, if Ashton's leaving, everything must be shit behind the scenes.
Right.
Like, oh God, this must be a dumpster fire. And okay, you can have that opinion, but let's also look at the fact that PJ Haggerty, number 2 recruit in the transfer portal, just committed there, and Dane Danger, who's another top 40 recruit, just committed.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, it can't be that miserable.
Yeah, I think it can be overblown.
But I also think that people that are just trying to dismiss it and be like, I don't think there's anything wrong with Ashton Hardaway getting in the portal, I think that's a little short-sighted as well, because I think there's something to be said about, okay, Penny recruited his son as a 4-star thinking he could help last year's team. Yeah. What happened to that sentiment? It's just gone altogether?
Yeah.
Like you don't think he can help anymore?
It's a strange. It's a strange situation.
It's a very strange situation, and I think it's hard to really. It's hard to ignore. It's his damn son. Like you just can't. But people want to try to ignore that. You can't. You just cannot.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is not something that's just super uncommon in college basketball, maybe because you just have less coaches. But if you look at the college football ranks, this happens fairly often. Like a lot of times, what happens, and they're all going to be different situations. But a lot of times, a player will go play, at the school that their dad coaches at. Like I said, it's typically position coaches or quality coaches, whatever. Sometimes they come in as walk-on guys and then eventually leave and go somewhere else. And it's not that because he is a 4-star, but it is kind of the same sentiment of maybe the fit's not going to work and maybe you're not going to end up getting the minutes that you could elsewhere. And it's not because of your talent. It's more because of fit. So I don't think it's totally an uncommon situation. College basketball, a little bit different. There's not the player pool is smaller, the coach pool is smaller. But college football,
closest I've seen to it in college basketball. Did you see Patrick McCaffrey get in from Iowa? Fran McCaffrey's son, but he played 4 years already for Iowa,
right?
And said, "Screw it, I'm going to go somewhere else for one more year."
Yeah, no, it is a little bit of a different situation, but to me, I'm kind of with you. Like, is it something? Is it not? Maybe, but it doesn't raise alarm bells because, like you're saying, PJ Haggerty just committed here.
I mean, but it's not like crazy. It's a little weird, but
right.
I mean, I remember the comparisons between Penny and Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Shiloh Sanders or Shedeur Sanders leaving Colorado?
Not necessarily.
That would be, everybody would flip their freaking, they would lose their mind.
Yeah, that's true.
And I understand, like, it's a different, level of notoriety that he has at Colorado right now. But people would lose their mind. And
and those are both players that play a lot.
If your fandom's getting in the way of trying to at least like break down a son getting in the transfer portal, I think you need to drop a little bit of the blue goggles and just realize that it's strange. It's strange. Not a lot of precedent for it.
Right. All right. We got anything else on the basketball front?
Oh gosh, I guess we have a few. Let's go through this
I
list.
think Kenny's got a
list
list
of
for us.
transfers.
Yeah.
So there's